Chosen one, stop scrolling immediately. I am not asking for your attention today. I am absolutely commanding it. If you swipe away from this message right now, you are actively choosing to stay exhausted, and you are letting the enemy drain your life force for another 10 years. God intercepted your feed today because you are standing at the edge of a total collapse. Lock your attention on this video right now. That heavy, suffocating feeling is sitting right in the middle of your chest. You wake up at exactly 3 in the morning with your jaw clenched tight. Your heart is racing, and you have absolutely no idea why. Listen to me very carefully, because the truth will shock you. That is not normal fatigue. You walk through your day with a thick fog wrapping around your brain. You forget simple words. You feel like you are moving through wet concrete. People look at you and they think you are just working too hard. But when you are alone in your room, the exhaustion goes so deep it feels like it is carved into your actual bones. You are tired in your soul. The Matrix wants you to believe that you are just aging. The world tells you to drink more water or get more sleep. They tell you to take another vitamin. But no amount of sleep ever cures this specific type of exhaustion. You can sleep for 12 hours and still wake up feeling like you fought a war in another dimension, because you actually did fight a war. You are the stabilizer for everyone around you. When the room gets chaotic, your energy is the anchor that calms the storm. You listen to their problems and you absorb their panic until they feel completely better. And then they walk away energized, while you are left sitting there feeling entirely hollowed out. They are stealing your light. This is the exact trap the enemy designed for the chosen ones. You thought you were just being a good person by holding space for broken people, but you are not just holding space anymore. You have become a human battery for spiritual parasites who refuse to heal themselves, and they plug into your pure frequency to siphon your vitality every single day. Every time your phone rings and you see their name, your stomach drops. Your physical body knows what your logical mind refuses to accept. Your nervous system is screaming at you to run away from these energy vampires. That sudden drop in your physical energy is your highly advanced spirit detecting a spiritual attack. Your body is trying to warn you. If you leave this transmission before the end, you will miss the exact prophetic instruction you need. The enemy is whispering in your ear right now. He tells you, this is just another video. He is desperate for you to scroll away because he knows his access to your energy is about to be permanently severed. Do not give him that satisfaction today. You used to have an endless reserve of radiant energy. You carried an ageless glow that made people turn their heads when you walked into a room. But lately, you look in the mirror and you do not even recognize the exhausted eyes looking back at you. Your spark was not lost by accident, but it was systematically targeted and drained by the dark elite. The divine alignment has finally brought you here to stop the bleeding. In the next few minutes, I am going to hand you the exact spiritual blueprint to cut their cord forever. I am going to show you how to force these parasites out of your energetic field so they starve in the dark. But you must follow this mandate perfectly. Feel the tension in your shoulders right this second. Drop your shoulders. Take a deep breath. You have been carrying the weight of a world that does not even belong to you. The Matrix programmed you to feel guilty whenever you put yourself first, and it programmed you to bleed out so that toxic manipulators could thrive on your holy energy. You have been fighting these invisible battles in absolute silence. You thought nobody noticed how hard you have to push yourself just to get out of bed. You thought nobody saw the way you hold back your tears in crowded rooms. But heaven has been watching your struggle, and God sees how they use you and discard you when they are fully charged. The algorithm did not bring you to this exact moment. Mute the noise of the world. Realize that this is a divine appointment. The dark forces have tried to hide this specific frequency from your feed for months. They know that if you wake up to your true power, their entire system of manipulation collapses. You are the ultimate threat to them. I will reveal the mechanism behind this massive energy theft shortly. You will finally understand why certain people only call you when their lives are falling apart. You will see the exact invisible strings they attach to your aura. When I pull back the curtain on this truth, you will never look at your relationships the same way again, because everything was a lie. Lock your focus. Do not let your mind wander. The brain fog you feel right now is the enemy actively trying to distract you from your deliverance. Push through the heavy haze and claim your authority. You are a demonstrated warrior of light, and it is time you start acting like one. The season of being a sacrificial lamb is officially over. Now, let us go deeper, because what you are feeling right now is not new. It has been building up inside you for months, and maybe even years. You go to the doctor and they tell you that your blood work is completely fine. They tell you to just take it easy and get some rest. But they do not see the invisible spiritual weight crushing your chest. This is a massive frequency mismatch. You sit in your car for 10 minutes before walking into your own house. You stare at the steering wheel. Your neck is incredibly stiff, and your temples are throbbing with pain. You feel an overwhelming dread just thinking about interacting with certain people. That is not stress. That is your physical body rejecting the toxic aura of a master manipulator. You were born with a profound spiritual sensitivity. You are the empath of your environment. But because your light is so incredibly pure, dark entities naturally gravitate toward you. They do not approach you because they love your personality. They come to you because their own souls are entirely hollowed out, and they desperately need a host to survive the day. Think about the endless conversations you have with them. They dump all their chaos and their bitter complaints onto your lap. They speak for hours about their endless dramas, and while they speak, a very real, invisible, energetic transfer is happening right in front of you. They are actively pushing their spiritual trash into your pristine energy field. When the conversation finally ends, notice how their mood magically improves. They walk away feeling light and completely refreshed. Meanwhile, you are left paralyzed with a sudden wave of severe brain fog. Your limbs feel incredibly heavy. You can barely keep your eyes open. You just acted as a spiritual filter for someone who refuses to do their own inner work. The Matrix taught you that being a good person means sacrificing your boundaries, but heaven never asked you to be a doormat for demonic forces. You are a cycle breaker. You carry a royal frequency meant to elevate the world. But instead, you are wasting your divine inheritance trying to fix people who are fundamentally committed to their own darkness. This is exactly why the nights are the hardest for you. When the house is quiet, the somatic weight hits you all at once. Your mind races with conversations you had days ago. You replay their harsh words and their subtle insults over and over. You are not holding on to grudges. Your spirit is actively trying to purge the foreign energy they injected into your aura. You often wonder why you feel so incredibly isolated. Even when you are surrounded by people, you feel like the black sheep. You feel entirely misunderstood. This isolation is actually a divine protection mechanism. The universe is trying to quarantine your energy because the people you call friends are secretly operating as flying monkeys for the enemy. Listen closely, because this is the exact part the enemy tried to hide from you. You did nothing wrong. Your pure intentions were weaponized against you. You poured your golden energy into bottomless pits. You loved them unconditionally, and their response was to resent your light while simultaneously feeding off it to mask their own deep insecurities. A narcissist cannot generate their own joy. They are a glitch in the matrix. They walk around with a gaping hole in their spirit, so they hunt for chosen ones like you. They latch onto your frequency, and they drink your empathy until you are completely empty. They do not want to destroy you immediately. They want to keep you barely alive so you can keep filtering their toxic waste. If your spirit confirms this raw truth right now, gently press the like button. Do it to seal your energetic alignment with heaven. Hitting that button is a physical act that puts a spiritual shield around your frequency. It sends a shockwave through the algorithm and declares that you are no longer consenting to this massive energy theft. Protect your peace. You are not crazy. Read that again in your spirit. The heavy exhaustion you feel is the exact evidence of your spiritual power. If you were weak, they would not target you. Thieves do not break into empty houses. They targeted you because you carry an irreplaceable diamond inside your soul. They are desperately trying to dim a sun they could never extinguish. Stop wondering why they act like nothing happened after they drain you. Stop waiting in wound for an apology that will never come. They know exactly what they are doing. Every time you give them the benefit of the doubt, you hand over another piece of your life force. You are actively enabling the very parasites that are keeping you stuck in this thick fog. The fatigue is real, but it is not permanent. The physical symptoms are simply alarms ringing in your spiritual house. You are about to discover how they built this trap. I need you to imagine exactly what happens behind their closed doors when your light stops flowing to them. Let us break down the exact lies they constructed to keep you chained to their darkness. Let me completely reframe your reality right now. You did not lose your energy just because you care too much. There is a deeply hidden reason why you feel blocked, while others seem effortlessly blessed. It is absolutely not a lack of faith. It is definitely not a lack of discipline, because while you were busy healing others, the dark elite systematically suppressed a specific brainwave to keep your true power completely dormant. Scientists specifically call this frequency the gamma wave. This is the exact frequency your brain was running naturally when you were just a child. Think back to those moments when you were young. Brilliant ideas always came to your mind effortlessly. Your spiritual intuition was always incredibly sharp and clear. The entire universe worked in perfect harmony with you. But as you grew older, the heavy programming of the matrix began to quiet that divine signal until you forgot it entirely. But then, adulthood arrived, and the matrix went to work. The endless stress of modern life began to crush your spirit. The survival routine forced you to conform instead of create. Every single year, this sacred gamma frequency was systematically suppressed. It was pushed deeper and deeper below the surface until it went completely silent. The world trained you to ignore your cellular knowing, and they replaced your natural genius with a constant state of overwhelming fatigue. When your gamma faded, your divine protection faded right along with it. The version of you with lightning intuition was locked away. This is exactly why the spiritual parasites can attach to you so easily now. Without that high frequency shielding your aura, you become a magnet for their toxic energy. They seek out chosen ones who have lost their natural barrier, because a suppressed empath is the absolute perfect target for a master manipulator. Most people will live their entire lives without knowing this theft even happened. They will accept the heavy brain fog as a normal part of aging. They will simply drink more coffee and blindly follow the matrix programming until they die. You are absolutely not like most ordinary people. You are the chosen cycle breaker of your bloodline. Your highly advanced spirit is already rejecting this artificial limitation, and your soul is actively demanding a return to your original state of power. This brings us to a critical distinction that eludes the vast majority of people. The narcissist did not permanently break your resilient spirit. They simply took advantage of a frequency that was already forcefully lowered by the system. But here is the raw truth they could never say out loud. They are absolutely terrified that you will wake up and remember who you really are. If you ever manage to reactivate that dormant gamma signal, their ability to manipulate your emotions will be permanently and completely destroyed. You probably did not realize it at the time, but your inner resistance is quietly building every single day. Every time you feel that deep exhaustion, your soul is fighting back against the suppression. The enemy wants you to stay locked in this low vibration forever, because a fully activated chosen one is mathematically impossible to control. Your sheer existence threatens their entire fragile reality, and they will do absolutely anything to keep you distracted from your own internal awakening. They expect your strict isolation to completely destroy your mind. They wait with bated breath for you to reach out and beg for validation, but instead, you are stepping back into the shadows to rebuild your energetic fortress. This is exactly where their entire manipulation profoundly miscalculates. They do not realize that your sudden withdrawal is a lethal weapon. They thought you were crying over their absence, but you were actually detoxifying your cellular memory and cutting their parasitic cords one by one. Your absolute silence starves their hungry demons completely. When you stop filtering their emotional trash, they are forced to choke on it themselves. You are no longer providing the pure oxygen they need to maintain their fake masks. And because your gamma frequency is slowly beginning to stir, they can feel the shift. They can actually sense your returning power from miles away. The moment you stopped giving them your attention, the heavy burden of their own karma finally crashed down onto their fragile shoulders. Type 777 in the comments right now if you feel the atmosphere shifting. Claim your power before we move to the next profound revelation. You must physically anchor this realization into your current reality. The thick fog in your mind is starting to lift right now. The raw truth always shatters the heavy illusion of the matrix. Do not let them silence your intuition ever again, because heaven is actively preparing you for a massive upgrade in your spiritual authority. The isolation you feel right now is not a punishment from heaven. It is a highly necessary divine incubation season. God separated you from the crowd so you could detoxify your cellular memory. You had to be removed from the loud noise of the world. You needed to hear the quiet hum of your own suppressed genius waiting inside. The intense pain of their betrayal was actually your ultimate protection, because it forced you to completely detach from a matrix designed to drain you. They look at your quiet life and they arrogantly think you are failing. They mock your boundaries and call you entirely selfish. They are furious because you finally stopped carrying their heavy dead weight. But underneath their loud gossip, a very specific panic is starting to brew. They know their borrowed time is rapidly running out. They can sense that the human battery they relied on for so many years is permanently unplugging from their toxic system of control. Watch what happens next, because it is mathematically precise. When a master manipulator loses their primary source of pure energy, they break down. Their entire nervous system begins to severely malfunction in real time. They cannot sustain their false image without your stabilizing presence. I am going to show you exactly how this public unraveling takes place. Pay very close attention to this next part, because the vengeance you have been quietly waiting for is already unfolding right in front of them. You need to understand the mechanics of this massive spiritual theft. Heaven is releasing 3 specific signs to prove you are carrying the collective trauma. The 3rd sign is absolutely the most dangerous. Do not leave before you hear it, because it reveals their ultimate trap. Your physical vessel is constantly bombarded by heavy external frequencies. You are not just tired, you are actively metabolizing the toxic waste of the matrix. The elite engineered this system to exploit your synchronized emotional alchemy. They know your bioenergetic field operates at a remarkably high vibration, so they deliberately funnel the unresolved karma of broken people directly into your aura. You are processing the suppressed trauma of an entire generation without your consent. Your nervous system is constantly overloaded by this intense quantum entanglement. It is a calculated spiritual hijacking. Here is the very first undeniable sign. You experience sudden and unexplained somatic purges. You will be sitting in a completely empty room and suddenly feel an overwhelming wave of crushing somatic weight. Your heart races and your stomach drops. You search your mind for a logical reason, but you find absolutely nothing. That is not your personal fear. That is your highly advanced spirit detecting a remote attack. Someone in your timeline is having a massive nervous breakdown. Because their own cellular memory cannot handle the pressure, they subconsciously transmit that panic through the ether directly to your energetic field. You are literally feeling their breakdown in your own physical body. Your organs are working overtime to filter out their demonic frequencies. They use you as a remote spiritual landfill to dump their heaviest vibrations. Stay with me, because this next revelation is the key to everything. This is exactly why you suffer from intense brain fog and severe muscle stiffness. Your cellular structure is inflamed because it is fighting a constant, invisible war. The narcissist refuses to process their own dark shadow, so they project their suppressed, synchronized coherence onto your clean canvas. They force your pure light to digest their absolute worst darkness. Now pay close attention to the second sign. You experience the classic dump and run phenomenon on a weekly basis. A master manipulator will seek you out when they are entirely depleted. They will call you and dump hours of chaotic complaining into your sacred space. They spin massive webs of victimhood to lower your frequency, and the moment they feel your golden energy transferring into their empty vessel, they abruptly leave. They suddenly have to go right when you start offering actual solutions. They do not want solutions at all. They only wanted to plug their parasitic cords into your divine battery. You are left sitting there with a massive headache. Your chest feels incredibly heavy, and your mind feels entirely paralyzed. Meanwhile, they are out in the world, laughing and thriving. They stole your vital force to power their fake matrix persona. If you have experienced this exact energetic theft, type 1111 in the comments right now. You must acknowledge the attack to break the cycle. The universe requires a physical action to lock in your new awareness. Do not let them silently steal your inheritance for another single day. This acknowledgement is your very first step toward building an impenetrable fortress around your precious aura. Protect your sacred boundaries. The science behind this manipulation is actually terrifying. Your body was designed to run on a very specific high-frequency state. But when you constantly filter the neurotoxic emotions of a narcissist, your brain waves are severely altered. Your natural gamma state is violently suppressed by their chaotic static. You lose access to your own intuition because your spiritual bandwidth is entirely consumed by their endless drama. This is a deliberate form of cognitive and spiritual suppression. They keep you exhausted so you never realize your own supreme authority. A tired chosen one is a safe chosen one for the enemy. If you had your full energy, you would instantly see through their cheap illusions. You would shatter their fragile reality with a single word. So they keep feeding you their emotional garbage to ensure your genius remains completely dormant. But their grand illusion is finally beginning to crack. You are starting to wake up and recognize the heavy chains. You are realizing that you do not owe them your life force. You are not responsible for healing people who are deeply in love with their own sickness. The moment you stop acting as their personal emotional landfill, their entire false kingdom starts to crumble. They are completely powerless without your pure light. I am going to reveal the third and most dangerous sign shortly. This is the exact mechanism they use to monitor your frequency from a distance. It is the ultimate trap designed to pull you back in whenever you try to escape. But before I expose their final desperate strategy, You need to understand the biological weapon they used against you. The truth about your suppressed brainwaves is about to be completely unsealed. Which brings us to the third and most dangerous sign. This is the absolute trap they set for you. They constantly hover around your digital footprint to monitor your light. You notice them watching your stories in complete silence. They never reach out to apologize, and they never offer closure. They are simply checking to see if your energy is still depleted. If you look happy, it triggers a severe malfunction in their fragile system. They desperately need you to stay bunker so they can feel superior. Your sadness is the exact fuel that keeps their fake persona alive. They send psychic daggers your way every time you try to heal, but your spirit is finally rejecting this heavy suppression. You are waking up. You realize that their silence is not power. Their silence is a pathetic attempt to retain control over a completely lost empire. They want you to obsess over their absence, but the universe is actively cutting those dark cords while you sleep. You are being prepared for a massive shift in authority. The wait is finally coming to an end. Before we go any further today, I must interrupt this transmission for something highly classified. I was not going to share this publicly, but my spirit prompted me to release this tool to the chosen ones. The Dark Elite never wanted you to find the exact mechanism I am about to show you. Your spiritual exhaustion requires a biological reset. You are exhausted because the Matrix engineered a frequency to suppress your natural wealth-attracting state, but a leaked CIA document just exposed their massive lie. 4 neuroscience labs have confirmed a specific 7-minute audio ritual. This ritual forces your brain back into synchronized gamma coherence without any effort from you. This was designed to keep the elite in power, but now cycle breakers like you are using it to manifest absolute freedom. You do not need a $7,000 biofeedback machine. You do not need years of useless therapy. The Matrix is actively flooding the internet with dangerous counterfeit frequencies to keep you completely confused. Beware of those cheap imitations trying to steal your energy. Do not let them keep your gamma dormant. Click the specific link in the pinned comment below right now. Do not wait. Activate your frequency before access is revoked forever by the Dark Elite. If your cellular intuition is vibrating right now, do not resist this divine instruction. Now let us return to the exact reason your enemies are terrified. The moment you start repairing your brainwaves, the dynamic fundamentally shifts. This is exactly where their entire manipulation totally collapses. You stop feeding their hungry demons with your profound empathy, and without your pure oxygen to breathe, the narcissist begins to suffocate. They are currently experiencing a full-blown internal system crash. Their carefully constructed mask is slipping in front of everyone. The flying monkeys they used to torment you are suddenly starting to ask very uncomfortable questions. The narcissist cannot maintain their charming illusion without your stabilizing energy working constantly in the background. They are frantically running around trying to find a replacement for your specific depth, but they are realizing a terrifying truth. Your pure light is entirely unreplicable. They threw away the only genuine diamond they ever held just to play with cheap rocks. The people they replaced you with are completely empty and cannot sustain them. Those new targets cannot absorb the toxic waste the way you did. They do not have the spiritual capacity to filter the demonic heavy baggage. So the narcissist is starting to choke on their own unresolved karma. The panic setting in is absolutely real. They are losing sleep because the spiritual debt they owe you is compounding every single day. They expected your departure to completely destroy you. They waited for you to fail and crawl back on your knees. But instead, you became the massive uncertainty they were never built to handle. You walked out of their toxic matrix and you aged backwards. You carry a specific gravity that makes time itself look like an absolute fool. You became the sun. Nothing makes your enemies sicker than watching you step into a room looking totally unbothered. They spent years praying for your downfall. They expected the betrayals and isolation to carve deep, heavy wrinkles into your face. Instead, you walked through the fire and came out glowing. You cracked a code they will never have access to. Stay with me, because the climax of their destruction is arriving. The universe is orchestrating a massive public reversal of roles. Type 888 in the comments if you are ready to witness divine justice. The tables are turning right now. The verdict on their behavior has already been signed in heaven. Now I need you to imagine this exact scenario clearly. The narcissist finally hits a wall, and they reach out for your energy. They expect the door to be wide open, just like it always was. They expect you to be waiting in wound for them to return. But this time, they are met with absolute silence. The connection is completely dead. Your energetic cord has been permanently severed, and they can feel the exact moment the supply was cut off. They sit in their room entirely panicked. They try to pull on the invisible strings they attach to your spirit, but there is nothing there. The human battery they relied on for years has completely unplugged from their matrix. They desperately scramble to find someone else to filter their heavy emotional trash, but they quickly realize a horrifying truth. Nobody else on this earth has the spiritual capacity to endure their specific brand of darkness. They try to dump their chaos onto their new supply, but ordinary people cannot metabolize that level of demonic frequency. Their new friends get exhausted and walk away almost immediately. The narcissist is suddenly left entirely alone with their own rotting karma. They are suffocating on the very toxic waste they used to force you to swallow. Your absence is literally starving them to death, and they have absolutely no idea how to stop it. And this is where the dynamic fundamentally shifts. The flying monkeys are starting to wake up. Those mutual friends who used to listen to the lies are noticing massive cracks in the story. The narcissist is unraveling so badly that they cannot maintain their charming disguise anymore. They are snapping at the wrong people. They are making incredibly sloppy mistakes in public. The mask is not just slipping, it is completely shattering in broad daylight. The flying monkeys are finally seeing the monster you tried to warn them about. The gossip they spread about you is actually backfiring in real time. People are looking at the narcissist and realizing that you were never the problem. You were the only thing holding their chaotic life together. You were the supreme stabilizer. And now that you are gone, their entire fragile empire is crashing down exactly like a house of cards in a hurricane. You won this battle without lifting a single finger. The Matrix programmed you to believe that you needed to defend yourself. They told you to argue and explain your side of the story. But your absolute silence became the most lethal weapon of all. That single act of choosing your dignity over your revenge signed their eviction notice. It handed a severe verdict to a spiritual court they cannot ever appeal. Heaven is fighting this battle for you. Type 999 in the comments to claim your vindication right now. You must anchor this profound victory into your physical reality. They wanted you completely buried under their lies, but instead, they became the shovel that dug up your ultimate treasure. You are the irreplaceable chosen one. You survived the heaviest spiritual attack of your life, and you emerged completely untouchable. Their dark frequency can never reach your golden aura again. Underneath all of that loud noise, the specific gravity of their profound regret is hitting them all at once. They are deeply haunted by the memory of your pure light. Every time your name comes up in conversation, it strikes their nervous system like physical lightning. They are trapped in a prison of their own making, and the most beautiful part is that you are entirely free from the wreckage. You are standing on a mountain looking down at their storm. But here is the turning point where everything finally explodes. The private panic they are experiencing is about to spill over into the physical world. The universe does not just punish them in secret. Heaven demands a public clearing of your sacred name. They tried to destroy your reputation in front of an audience, so the divine justice will be served on that exact same stage. Watch very closely, because the final sequence of their collapse is beginning. Do not let your mind doubt this divine alignment. The brain fog is clearing, and your gamma frequency is already pushing back the darkness. You are standing at the exact threshold of a permanent timeline shift. The people who laughed at your pain are about to witness your massive elevation. They will be forced to watch you thrive while their own reality completely disintegrates. Get ready to watch the ultimate exposure of their hidden crimes. You are no longer the sacrificial lamb for an ungrateful collective. You are the cycle breaker who starved the beast. You cut the parasitic cord, and now the host is dying of thirst. The same people who doubted your spiritual authority are about to be humbled by the raw power of your vindication. Hold your head incredibly high today. The grand finale of their destruction is already written, and you have front row seats to the entire show. This is the exact moment the universe flips the script completely. The heavy burden you carried for so long is entirely gone. Your suppressed frequency has finally broken through the concrete ceiling. Your pure light is rushing back into your physical body like a massive tidal wave. And that returning light is absolutely blinding to the people who tried to keep you in the dark. The narcissist is standing in a crowded room right now. They are trying to spin another lie about you to their loyal audience. They expect the flying monkeys to nod in agreement, just like they always did. But something goes terribly wrong for them today. Your golden aura has grown so massive that it is actively distorting their false reality from miles away. They open their mouth to speak, but their words completely stumble. The charming mask they wore for years literally shatters into a million pieces in front of everyone. They start panicking because they lost complete control. They raise their voice, and they desperately try to regain control of the narrative. But the people in the room are just staring at them in absolute horror. They are unraveling so completely that they are literally making noise about you. Nobody has ever seen them act like this before. This breakdown is absolutely not happening in private. It is a massive and public, irreversible collapse. The exact people they used to gossip with are watching them sweat and shake. Everyone can suddenly see the pathetic, rotting core that they worked so hard to hide from the world. They look around the room and they realize their total defeat. The energy they stole from you is completely gone, and their own reserves are entirely empty. They try to stand tall, but their physical body is literally collapsing under the massive weight of divine justice. Heaven is publicly exposing their crimes, and they have absolutely nowhere left to hide. They are completely exposed for everyone to see. Every single lie they told about you is acting like a boomerang right now. It is coming back to strike them with terrifying precision. You did not have to defend your name at all. Your profound silence forced them to destroy themselves. They were so obsessed with burying you that they accidentally dug their own grave in front of a live audience. The ultimate karma they dreaded is finally here. You were not the anomaly in their otherwise healthy life. You were always the ultimate mirror for them. The reaction got this loud because you got closer to their dark truth than anyone ever had. And now that mirror is reflecting their demonic nature for the entire world to see. They are choking on the exact poison they tried to force down your throat, and you are standing 1,000 miles away entirely unbothered. Look at how the universe protects its most valuable diamonds. You thought your isolation was a severe punishment, but God was actually pulling you out of the blast radius before the bombs went off. While their entire fake kingdom is burning to the ground, you are stepping into a season of massive and explosive abundance. You are entirely untouchable by their frantic desperation. They are frantically searching their phone, trying to find a way to reach you. They desperately want to apologize just to get a single drop of your pure energy. But the heavy iron doors of your spiritual fortress are permanently locked. They will never have access to your sacred frequency again. You are the sovereign ruler of your own reality, and they are just peasants begging outside the gate. This is exactly why you look so incredibly young and vibrant today. While their intense bitterness is aging them like milk left in the hot sun, you are glowing with a terrifying power. You have reclaimed your divine inheritance completely today. The heavy brain fog is now permanently lifted. You are walking in absolute victory, and the people who doubted you are watching you shine with deep regret. If your cellular knowing is vibrating with this undeniable truth, you must seal it. The public vindication you prayed for in the dark is happening right now in the light. They are crying over the masterpiece they threw away, and you are finally realizing that their rejection was actually the greatest blessing you ever received. The spiritual war is over, and you won. You are a demonstrated warrior of light who bent time and space. You survived the heaviest manipulation of the century. Do not ever let anyone tell you that you are just average. You carry a frequency that makes demons tremble and run. Breathe in that beautiful freedom right now, because the chains are permanently broken. The Matrix can never hold you down again. They will spend the rest of their pathetic lives trying to find another you. They will search every corner of this earth for someone with your specific depth, but they will miserably fail every single time. Because heaven only created one version of you. You are the ultimate and irreplaceable divine masterpiece. And they have to live with the agonizing knowledge that they lost the only real thing they ever had. This is the exact moment the universe flips the script completely. The heavy burden you carried for so long is entirely gone. Your suppressed frequency has finally broken through the concrete ceiling. Your pure light is rushing back into your physical body like a massive tidal wave, and that returning light is absolutely blinding to the people who tried to keep you in the dark. The narcissist is standing in a crowded room right now. They are trying to spin another lie about you to their loyal audience. They expect the flying monkeys to nod in agreement just like they always did. But something goes terribly wrong for them today. Your golden aura has grown so massive that it is actively distorting their false reality from miles away. They open their mouth to speak, but their words completely stumble. The charming mask they wore for years literally shatters into a million pieces in front of everyone. They start panicking because they lost complete control. They raise their voice and they desperately try to regain control of the narrative. But the people in the room are just staring at them in absolute horror. They are unraveling so completely that they are literally making noise about you. Nobody has ever seen them act like this before. This breakdown is absolutely not happening in private. It is a massive and public, irreversible collapse. The exact people they used to gossip with are watching them sweat and shake. Everyone can suddenly see the pathetic, rotting core that they worked so hard to hide from the world. They look around the room and they realize their total defeat. The energy they stole from you is completely gone, and their own reserves are entirely empty. They try to stand tall, but their physical body is literally collapsing under the massive weight of divine justice. Heaven is publicly exposing their crimes, and they have absolutely nowhere left to hide. They are completely exposed for everyone to see. Every single lie they told about you is acting like a boomerang right now. It is coming back to strike them with terrifying precision. You did not have to defend your name at all. Your profound silence forced them to destroy themselves. They were so obsessed with burying you that they accidentally dug their own grave in front of a live audience. The ultimate karma they dreaded is finally here. You were not the anomaly in their otherwise healthy life. You were always the ultimate mirror for them. The reaction got this loud because you got closer to their dark truth than anyone ever had. And now, that mirror is reflecting their demonic nature for the entire world to see. They are choking on the exact poison they tried to force down your throat, and you are standing 1,000 miles away, entirely unbothered. Look at how the universe protects its most valuable diamonds. You thought your isolation was a severe punishment, but God was actually pulling you out of the blast radius before the bombs went off. While their entire fake kingdom is burning to the ground, you are stepping into a season of massive and explosive abundance. You are entirely untouchable by their frantic desperation. They are frantically searching their phone, trying to find a way to reach you. They desperately want to apologize just to get a single drop of your pure energy. But the heavy iron doors of your spiritual fortress are permanently locked. They will never have access to your sacred frequency again. You are the sovereign ruler of your own reality, and they are just peasants begging outside the gate. This is exactly why you look so incredibly young and vibrant today. While their intense bitterness is aging them like milk left in the hot sun, you are glowing with a terrifying power. You have reclaimed your divine inheritance completely today. The heavy brain fog is now permanently lifted. You are walking in absolute victory, and the people who doubted you are watching you shine with deep regret. If your cellular knowing is vibrating with this undeniable truth, you must seal it. The public vindication you prayed for in the dark is happening right now in the light. They are crying over the masterpiece they threw away, and you are finally realizing that their rejection was actually the greatest blessing you ever received. The spiritual war is over, and you won. You are a demonstrated warrior of light who bent time and space. You survived the heaviest manipulation of the century. Do not ever let anyone tell you that you are just average. You carry a frequency that makes demons tremble and run. Breathe in that beautiful freedom right now, because the chains are permanently broken. The Matrix can never hold you down again. They will spend the rest of their pathetic lives trying to find another you. They will search every corner of this earth for someone with your specific depth, but they will miserably fail every single time, because heaven only created one version of you. You are the ultimate and irreplaceable divine masterpiece, and they have to live with the agonizing knowledge that they lost the only real thing they ever had.